What's up guys, my name is Adapt. Welcome back to another video on the channel. So in today's video I am bringing you guys my top 5 favorite formations to use so far in FIFA 18. So I've pretty much used quite a few formations. I've got quite a few formation reviews on the channel. Obviously the custom tactics and the player instructions. The player instructions are going to be quite accurate, but the custom tactics aren't going to be that accurate at all. It's what I would assume according to the way the formation is meant to be played and the structure of the formation. But I've got a rough estimate on whether it will be higher or lower in, say for example, category speed, you know. In a formation which is more attacking, you want more speed, but in a formation which is less obviously attacking, something like the 5-2-1-2, you would want less speed on the custom tactic thing. So in number 5 we have the 4-2-2. Now, this is a great formation for closing out a game. Say if you're winning, you just switch from your formation, go to the 4-2-2. You can hold the game off easily with this formation. You've got 2 DMs, which are going to play a vital role, and why this formation is so good for holding leads, because you've got that extra cover for your centre backs. Also, you have 4 at the back as well. Good structure here. So literally, your team is packed defensively, and these these cams, they cater more to coming back on defense and helping your team out. So if you want to play a formation which, you know, you can play possession, you can hold the ball a bit, and it's less likely that you're going to get countered, then this is the formation for you. Now the player instructions I accidentally went on my apply squad training items right there. Stay back while attacking on your fullbacks. Obviously on your centre backs you always want stay back while attacking. Stay back while attacking on Dani Alves I have there. And this is up to you now. You can have one small DM and one big DM. Say for example Pogba and Kante. So for Kante, you'd have him on man mark and you'd have him on cut passing lanes and stay back while attacking. But on Pogba, you might want man mark and stay back while attacking, simply because Pogba's just taller and stuff. He's got more of a physical presence and he's more stronger on the ball. You know, you would want him on man mark to simply just mark players out of the game, and you want someone more quicker, someone who has a lower center of gravity. For example, Kante, who's a smaller, more defensive minded player who's literally gonna cover a lot of ground and intercept your opponent's passes. So Kante is very good for that, but it depends if you guys want 2 tall big guys, you know. If you just want to play possession and that, you don't think you're going to be chasing the game a lot and losing the ball a lot, then, you know, you can have both your DMs on man mark and stay while attacking, but it's all to your preference. Now, on your cams, I didn't touch them at all. You want them on basic defense support. And maybe if you're going for a push, maybe you're winning by 1 goal, you want to hold on to the lead, but at the same time, you want to push for another goal as well to get a cushion. You might want to put one of your cams on get forward, but you always want one cam on balanced, and that is exactly what I've done with Rooney here. So I have him on stay forward. So usually you want one on stay forward and one on stay back or attacking. Now my strikers, I'm one of them players who likes to always get in behind defenses, and you guys are going to see that. We're mostly in every formation I usually have getting behind and press back line. On Sanchez I have cut passing lanes, because I know that he can cover a lot of ground and he's got very good acceleration, so he can get from destination A to destination B very quickly. But it's up to you. If you want press back line, both strikers on press back line, you can do so, but I just personally wouldn't, because if you have 2 strikers pressing your opponent's team, you know, what use is that gonna come to you? If you have one cutting the passing lanes and one pressing the back line, you're going to be able to intercept the ball much quicker, because you've got pressure and you've also got someone intercepting the play. Now my custom tactics, I have speed on 65, you know. This formation is more for holding the ball and holding leads, so that is why the speed isn't too high. But, you know, I'm one of them guys who likes to do quick passing and that, so that fits my that fits the meta in which I play at. If you guys like to play slower FIFA and stuff like that, you know, I'd suggest toning it down a bit, but this is what works for me. 58 passing, I have my positioning organized. You know, usually you want them on organized, especially in such a structured formation like this. Passing I have on 61, crossing I have on 50, and shooting I have on 58. I just find that better passing works for me because of the way I play FIFA, you know. I'm not one of them people who likes to just run with players, use LT a lot and stuff like that, shield the ball and stuff. I like to pass my way around defenses, and that's what a high custom tactic of passing allows me to do. So obviously I've already said that we have crossing on 50 and shooting on 58, positioning organized, and for pressure I have 57 pressure, firstly 53 aggression and 50 team width. I haven't tampered with that too much because this formation is already so structured defensively. Now, this is my 5th favorite formation. I'm going to get into my 4th favorite in a second. Getting into my 4th favorite formation, this is the 4-2-3-1. Now, I am yet to make a formation on this yet, but I believe this formation is great. If you're one of them players who is a bit unorthodox in the way they play, you know, you like your midfielders to act as central players, but you know, these wide midfielders, they're going to get out wide sometimes, and you could also call something from the sides of the pitch. Now, on my player instructions, I have my fullbacks on stay back while attacking as per usual. I have both my DMs on man mark and stay back while attacking. I have my middle cam on basic defensive support, you know. This is more of the cam who's going to provide structure and stuff. You know, he's going to be there to receive the ball from my DMs and advance further on into attacking play. Now my 2 wide cams, I have both on stay forward, simply because I've already got so many defensive players in this formation, you know. I've got 2 DMs and 1 midfielder who's going to be who's going to be further back in the midfield, and I want 2 more players playing a more advanced role in my team. That's what these wide cams are doing. And then up top, I have my striker on getting behind. If you want to, you could put him on press back line. Preferably, I've just left him neutral because, you know, I just don't see much use of press back line in this formation with a formation as crowded in the midfield, you know. I've already got players scattered around the pitch already, always ready to pounce on the ball. Now, getting into my custom tactics, I have 70 speed, you know. This formation is good for, you know, picking up your play and stuff like that. I have passing on 64, positioning on organized, and then for chance creation I have 66 passing, 50 crossing, and 59 shooting, and positioning on organized as per usual. And pressure I have 61, aggression I have 55, and team width I have that one 50, you know. This is what works for me at the moment when I use this formation. Or these aren't exact, you know, to the number. This is more of a gist of, you know, the numbers you want to be getting. And so say if I have speed on 70, it's somewhere in the 70s. If I have passing on 64, it's somewhere within the 60s, you know. These aren't like up to date because I'm not physically like using it, using the formation like at the moment. I'm currently using I'm doing a 4-triple. I'm in the middle of making a 4-2-2 formation review, so that is the formation I have been using at the moment. Now we are going to go into the formation which took spot number 3. Getting into my 3rd favorite formation. This is so simple yet so sweet. This formation, you just can't go wrong with it. It's so basic, and it's just the fundamentals of FIFA, you know. Like I've said in my 4-4-2 formation already, you know, if you give me someone and you say, look, this is someone who's new to FIFA and wants to get good at the game, what formation would you recommend them using? This is simple. You've got reasonable attacking play and you've got reasonable defensive. it isn't imbalanced in a way like the 3-5-2 or the 5-2-1-2, something like that. Getting into my player instructions, I have them on stay back while attacking, my 2 fullbacks, defenders on stay back while attacking as well. I have one of my centre mids on stay back while attacking. That is going to be the more defensive minded player, and I have one on balanced attack. For my wingers, I have one of them on stay wide and getting behind. I have both of them actually on stay wide and getting behind. Before, I didn't put them on stay wide, but I think that, you know, I've already got 2 midfielders who are going to stay reasonably central. I've got 4 people at the back. So on the counter, this would be great if I have my wingers on stay wide. They're always ready to receive the ball and they're always ready to pounce on the counter attack. And if you're counter-attacking minded player, this will work extremely well for you. And my 2 strikers, I have them on getting behind and press back line. You want them mostly on getting behind unless you have a target man, you know, someone like Harry Kane or something, someone who isn't as quick, if you guys get what I mean. And, you know, you can have one on press back line, one on cut passing lanes, but at the moment I have both on press back line. Now getting into my custom tactics, we have 64 speed, 57 passing and positioning on organised. For my chance creation, I have 65 passing, 50 shooting and 50 crossing and 58 shooting. Yet again, I've kept a positioning on organised. I don't really use them. What's the other one called? Freeform a lot. As I'm not a huge fan of it. I haven't really looked into freeform and stuff a lot, but I really don't use it a lot, and you know, it benefits me using organised. Pressure on 60, aggression on 55, and team width on cover I do have. And my defender line, I always want it on cover, guys, except for when you want to play a 3-back formation, or, you know, when you're going all out in attack in the last, you know, 10-20 minutes, you're really trying to win a game. And come back from behind. So this is the formation which took 3rd spot. Now getting into our top 2 formations, let's get right into it. Getting into the formation which took the number 2 spot, we have the 4-1-2-1-2 wide. Now I was contemplating what's better, the 4-1-2-1-2 wide or the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Both are great formations, but the 4-1-2-1-2 wide just had to edge it for me. It provides something different. With a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, you're always forced to play down the middle, and if your opponent finds that out and quickly adapts to the way you're playing, then you're not gonna, you know, be able to do much else. At least in this formation, you know, if you get found out by trying to play through the middle, you can go wide. You know, you've got wingers and stuff, you can split your opponent with pace, you can really expose their fullbacks. But with the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation, you can't really expose fullbacks. That's why this formation had to edge it for me. It's versatile, it provides a lot of variety, and it gets the job done, you know. A lot of teams use this formation in real life, and it's just so effective in this game. Getting into my player instructions, I know the player instructions I'm using off by heart in this formation. Stay back or attacking, and stay back or attacking on my fullbacks. I want my CDM on man mark and stay back or attacking. Obviously you want him not to cut passing lanes, especially when you've got 1 DM in this formation, you know. Otherwise you'll just be running all over the place, and literally you're going to be playing without a DM. If you put him on man mark, he's literally sweeping around one position, and he's cutting out, he's dispossessing whoever's got the ball. Now, for my wingers, I have them on balance width, balance support. I haven't really touched them, but you can have them on stay wide if that fits your fancy. But I'm used to just playing like this, you know, these player instructions. I have used this formation a lot in the time I have played this game. This year, you know, I've played thousands of games. I've probably played near enough 2,000 games, I believe. I don't even know, But next up we've got my cam, and I have him on stay forward, and then for my strikers I have them both on getting behind and press back line. You know, I've told you guys so many times why I have press back line, there's no point for me to explain it even further, but these are my custom tactics: 67 speed, 55 passing, positioning organized, 60 passing, crossing 40, shooting 60, and pressure 60, 50, 50. Your pretty basic custom tactics, nothing out of the ordinary. Now I want you guys to try and guess what is in the number one spot for me. Try and guess in the comment section below, guys. Do not cheat. And we'll see if you guys actually get it right. Now let's get into our number one spot. In at number one we have the 4-3-2-1 formation. Now this formation is my most used formation this whole FIFA. It's great for chemistry, and it's just a great formation in general. You know, your right forward and your left forward, they can act as wingers, and they can act as strikers as well. You know, all three of your attackers, they work together to score goals. Your players, you never feel isolated in this formation. And same with your midfield. And then you got your defense, which is just a basic 4-back. My player instructions: stay back or attacking on fullbacks as per usual. One on my centre mids on stay back or attacking, the other two on balanced attack. You know, that's the only thing I do to my midfielders. And then for my forwards, I have them on getting behind, press back line for my middle striker, and getting behind. You know, I'd rather have these two on basic, because if they're pressing the back line, then I'm gonna have a problem. There's gonna be 3 people running at one or two players, and my opponent's just gonna be able to pass right through me and get through my attack very quickly, work his way through my midfield, and then work his way through my defense, which I just don't want to happen. So these are my player instructions right here. Yet again, this is my favorite formation in the game. It works well for me. I've already got a 4-3-2-1 formation review. For most of these formations in this video, I already have formation reviews up on the channel. So if you want something accurate, something right to the dot, where I've played with that formation recently, I played about 10-15 games with it, and you know, after playing that, these are the formations which have worked right for me. If you want that, then you know, go and watch the formation reviews, because this isn't 100% recent. The custom tactics definitely the player instructions are definitely accurate, but custom tactics, they do change every time you play with a new formation. Speed av on 70, you know, this is a formation where I love to play quick FIFA. You can even have it on 75, maybe even pushing 80, you know. This formation benefits quick passing. I have on 65. Obviously, to match speed, I have 5 less. You know, usually I have lower passing than speed. It does make sense. For transgression, I have 64 passing, 50 crossing, and 62 shooting. Positioning on organized. I have pressure on 61, aggression on 55, and team width on 50. And my defender line is on cover. So if this video helped you guys out, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next